Yay! I bought altcoins and I made massive gains last month. Said nobody ever. Because even if you picked among all of those losers, the one winner, roll Bitcoin. Even if you bought this over here with the 15% gains in the last month, still, if you're just diversifying a little bit, you're more than likely down now. Pretty much all of those altcoins are down between 30 and 50% in the last month. And what's the reason for this? It's because no new money is flowing into crypto. This behind me is the stablecoin market cap. So it adds up the market cap of USDC, of USDT, of DAI, of BUSD, of some stablecoins. It's all added up. And it tended to grow up until the middle of April of this year. Since then, there's no more fiat flowing into crypto as a whole. Because fundamentally, the way it works is, if you want to buy an altcoin, you might be sending your hard-earned fiat to a platform like Binance, and Binance then takes that fiat, sends it over to a custodian like Tether, for example. Tether then prints the tokens, sends those tokens to Binance, and Binance sends them to your wallet. And with those Tether tokens, you can then buy altcoins. We can see the number of circulating Tether tokens in this chart. And when the chart isn't going up, that means that there's no more new inflows versus outflows. It's balanced out. And you know what happened last time when there was no crypto expansion anymore? Check this out. May of 2022. This is when Terra Luna collapsed. This is when Do Kwon became a criminal. This is when UST depegged and people lost billions and billions of dollars. And then subsequently, the stablecoin market cap tended to shrink. So people were removing their fiat from crypto. Crypto is dangerous when there's no new people coming in. It's becoming a 100% player versus player game. And there are a lot of very smart players. There are a lot of insiders. Regulation doesn't yet protect against insider trading. If you're not an insider, you'll probably rather have the odds against you. And on top of that development, we also have now the momentum against us. This is Bitcoin with its best moving averages. This is a medium-term chart. And I made a back test. I figured out what moving averages worked the best. And especially here, the line in turquoise, the 120-day simple moving average, historically divided very well the bear markets from the bull markets. And we have recently crossed that line. That was on the 18th of June. That is when I sold pretty much all of my speculative Bitcoin. I also sold all of my altcoins, and I'm now shorting altcoins instead. I'm betting on falling prices of alts. So there's no new money flowing in. The current momentum is negative, and on top of that, we are still at elevated prices. There's a lot of room to potentially still fall from here. Bitcoin, historically speaking, is not cheap. Because check this out. This is the realized price. This is the average cost basis of the market as a whole. And the Bitcoin price tends to hover around the realized price. Whenever it's below, then the selling pressure tends to subside somewhat. Then it's a very good time to buy. But have a look at where we are currently. We are very far away from that realized price. The realized price is currently at 30.8K. It is increasing, but still, compared to current prices, we still have a lot of room to potentially crash. I'm not saying that we have to crash down there, right? I do not have a crystal ball. I'm simply just looking at the data that I believe makes most sense to look at. And so to me, it appears that the market in aggregate is tending in the medium term to rather de-risk. And with medium term, I mean several months, potentially 2 years. This is Ethereum relative to Bitcoin. Since the merge, so since the change to proof of stake, Ethereum underperformed Bitcoin. So Bitcoin recently isn't too well. Ethereum is even doing worse. And check this out. If you had any altcoins in the last 2 to 3 years, you also did not get this additional risk compensated. The others' dominance, so the fraction of all of crypto that is in the assets below the top 10, that went down from 19 percentage points to 10 percentage points. And we actually want to see the exact opposite, right? We want to see that when we take on more risk, that we actually outperform Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's not what we have seen in the past. The market is de-risking, and the long-term holders even of Bitcoin tend to sell. Now, why did the altcoins perform even worse? Why was this additional risk not compensated? Why didn't they outperform? I believe the main reason is tokenomics. It's conflict of interest. It's early investors and the team selling off their token allocations. The token supply tends to increase faster than the demand. We can see this, for example, over here on token.unlocks.app. It shows us how much value gets unlocked every day for various cryptocurrencies. So for example, if there isn't at least 10 million every day flowing into Solana, then the Solana price should be going down. If there's not at least 6 million flowing into WorldCoin, then that price is going down as well. And so there's an interesting ranking here, right? That shows us future unlocks. It shows us how much teams are cashing out. And that's not necessarily a problem if demand is growing to the same degree. It's not necessarily a problem when this line here is going up, but it is a problem when it's not going up. There is constant sell pressure. And if you're not part of a team, of an early investor, and you're just trying to speculate on the token prices, you get crushed in a market like this. At least if you're betting on rising prices. Again, nobody said they made money with crypto by buying altcoins in the last month. Even if you bought Rollbit, right? If not your entire portfolio is in Rollbit, if you just have slight diversification, then you are down now if you're betting on rising prices. However, if you're betting on falling prices, then you're pretty much guaranteed now to make money. If the early investors are cashing out and crypto is not expanding and prices are still high, and momentum is still crap, then betting on falling prices is a money printer, especially when you're betting on falling prices of altcoins that expand very, very fast in supply. And so feel free to do that research yourself, right? Feel free to figure out what to short sell. And if you want to know what I personally short sell, then feel free to check it out down below. It's thebitcoinstrader.com. This is where I share all my positions right now. I've started selling Bitcoin over here. I've exited all the remaining Bitcoin over here. I'm shorting altcoins since then. And I'm shorting altcoins like this, or altcoins like this, or altcoins like this. Making money in a bear market is actually easier than making money in a bull market. Finding the right entry position in a chart like this to bet on falling prices is not really hard. In a bull market, one has to find the one winner that makes most of the gains. In a bear market, we can simply bet on most assets doing worse. So don't be the person that gets crushed in this market. The majority is losing money in a market like this. But if you're not just selling, if you're actually actively benefiting from this collapse, then you can buy the bottom once we are below the realized price in Bitcoin much, much heavier again. So feel free to check it out. The premium membership is down below. If your crypto portfolio is above 5,000 US dollars, it should be worth it to you. It should be paying for itself. If your crypto portfolio isn't large enough though, then there's still the free Telegram. Feel free to check that out as well. The link is down below.